Smart men don't chase. They get chased.
That's a bar.
That is a bar.
That might sound poetic, but there's a lot of hard work and effort that goes into that. Let's dive in. Before we start, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel with notifications on because YouTube gang may not send it out to you. This is top tier information I've gathered over years of real world experience. Now, in the words of one of this generation's greatest artisans, let's do it.
I am 28 years old. I'm not saying I'm not happy with the way my life is. I have accomplished so much. I've traveled the world, bought my own home. I bought my own car, furnished my own home, won Miss Indiana, went to Miss America. I've done some incredible things that a lot of people my age have not yet accomplished. So I'm very proud of myself. But if you asked me at 18 or 21 or even 25, if I expected to still be single at 28, I would have said no. I can't seem to get past the talking stage. I've dated so many different guys. I've dated guys that I have lowered my standards for. I have dated guys who I felt like maybe I wasn't up to their standards. I've dated men of all backgrounds, all different races, and I still keep getting the same thing. You're great. I'm just not ready. I'm not in a hurry to get married and have kids. But that is something that I want. I just feel like it's just not going to happen. And I don't need the comments, oh, your person's gonna come when you least expect it and blah 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 blah. I don't need to hear that. And I know it's all in God's timing, but I'm just kind of sick of dating. I keep getting the runaround of meeting a great guy, really liking him, and we'll date for 2 months, and then I bring up the dreaded what are we question. And it's the same thing. Oh my gosh, you're great. You're beautiful. You're this. You've accomplished so much. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just not ready. So you're not ready, but continue to pursue me. You continue to take me out to dinner and meet your friends and your family, and we want to take pictures together, and you want to do all this cute little couple stuff, but you're not ready to settle down.
He doesn't want to settle down with you. He's going to settle down at some point. Let me let you know this. As a man, we don't really be, especially in this climate, looking for wives necessarily. We're dating like you're out here dating. What do you mean? Why waste each other's time? You wasting his time. What about the dude you met before him when you was in your early 20s who did propose to you? You wasn't ready. So those dudes could look at it like you was wasting their time. They dated you and took you to dinners and all that stuff, and you still ended off going and being Miss whatever you was. So if you're chasing your independence and being like a man, because that's what you're doing, you're going to work to fund your rebellion against nature. And believe me when I tell you this,
we do not care.
But you gotta take the good with the bad. That's what us men have to do, and you don't need a man, so deal with the consequences. You dry edge up having. But for a little deeper analysis, because one of the guys in the comments said, yo, I love the female and male point of view. I'm gonna let you hear Gypsy's breakdown of what this lonely chick is actually saying in girl speak.
Sadly, this is a very common problem that I see with a lot of young women in their early to mid 20s. They've accomplished all these things in their youth and they find themselves alone by 30 years old without any kids. And of course, because you're a normal woman, you're not gay. You're going to want to find someone to settle down with. You absolutely are not imagining your whole entire future as an adult alone. I don't know what kind of crack cocaine these girls are smoking that claim that they'd rather be in the woods with a bear, but obviously they've never actually seen a real bear, because if they had, they wouldn't be talking like that. This is how most women feel on the inside. They just might not say that out loud because it's not cool to want a man. Now, that being said, the real problem with girls like this is not that they're not trying to date, they're not giving a guy a shot, they're not, answering the DMs. Her problem is she only wants to date men who are in her own age group. I can't stress this enough. If you are a young woman under 30 years old who is actually serious about building a family, I'm sorry, you're not going to find that with other 20-something-year-old men. They are in the prime of their youth, and these men are out having a good old time. They're dating around, they're sleeping with a bunch of different women, they're trying to have all these different experiences with girls. They don't take life too seriously. They finally gotten their freedom from being up under their parents their entire teenage years. These guys are trying to go have adventures and explore life. That's the age that they're at. I keep trying to explain to men and women alike, we're not the same. We are equal in worth only, but we are not the same. We're not the same creature. We don't operate the same way. You can't keep judging a woman by a man's standards or judge a man man by a woman's standards. It just don't work like that, no matter how much these people keep claiming that everyone can just pick and choose their genders overnight. It's not like that. So the reality of it is, a 28-year-old woman who basically, now you're at your wall. At 28, you should have already had your first kid by now. You're already at your wall. Sorry to say it, you've got slim pickings for the dudes who are ready to settle down. Now, that's especially true if you're only looking for men who are in your own age range. Men who are young don't really have any assets. They don't have any stability. They're still figuring things out, and it's okay. I'm not saying that as a diss. I'm saying that's what they're supposed to be doing at that time in their life. Girls mature faster than boys. We don't mature in the same way, you know what I mean? But we do mature when it comes to things like family, wanting to have babies. We grow up playing with dolls. We're kind of primed from a very young age to think in a nurturing, motherly kind of a way. So when you get to a certain age, somewhere in your like mid-20s, your body starts telling you, when are you gonna have a baby? When are we having a baby? We need a baby. It just does that, you know? So you can't have a baby without a man. This is the problem that this girl is having here. She cannot find her someone to settle down with because she's only looking in her own age group. So to a sister like this, I would basically tell her, though she probably won't listen because these girls are hard-headed, so I guess you're just going to be out here looking for the rest of your life. If you are serious about locking down a husband, stop looking at 25-year-old, 27-year-old men. Look at dudes who are older than 30, who got at least 5 years on you in age. You need to be looking for guys who are mature enough in their walk of life, the place where they are right now, where they've got spiritual growth, financial stability, whatever education you're looking for. You know, I don't think that really matters, but some women like for their men to be educated, right? So whatever the case is, you're not finding that in your own age group, because guys who are older, they've already been there and done that. They've had their fun. They feel now like how you feel, lady. I don't want to date all these guys. I'm so tired. I'm exhausted. Just going through all these bodies. That's how those men feel. They want to just settle down. They just want to enjoy their life, relax, have children, and be family dudes. These are the guys who are at least 5 to 10 years older than you, ma'am. I'm sorry to break it to you. You're just not going to find these dudes in your age group. That's almost always the common denominator with these women. When you sit down and you ask them, okay, what's the oldest age difference you'll go for with a guy? A lot of these girls will be like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, couple of years. And that's your problem. Now, the last thing I heard her talk about was that even though these dudes tell her they don't want nothing serious, they still be coming around trying to date her. And she's confused. Well, if you're not trying to marry me, then why are you over here? Listen, I heard her say at 2 months she's already asking these dudes like what's going on. And I'm gonna tell you right now, lady, in 2 months, men already know if they want to marry you or not. I was proposed to in less than 2 months. Multiple times, actually. Most of the women that I know who are married will say their husbands knew they wanted to be married way, way, way before they did, before the woman did. So it's a red flag if the guys are not proposing to you within 2 months or very soon after they've met you, because if you're this wonderful girl that you're, I guess, advertising yourself to be, then there is a man out there who would just scoop you up. But the problem, like I said, is usually that he's much older than you, and you girls are so high-sididdy about dating guys who are the same age as you that you won't even give the guy a chance. You just hear the age and you automatically will say, nope, I'm not doing it. That's the problem. So it is what it is. You're getting older and older every single day. Eventually, you're going to end up having to settle for a man who's much older than you anyway. And by that time, you might be in your 30s or 40s, way too old to start having children and building a brand new family. It's so sad when I see this stuff because it is so preventable, but it's just the way that our culture is. It's very preoccupied with looks and superficial things and youth and all this nonsense that just doesn't make any sense when it comes to building families and having strong relationships. And it's pretty futile for this younger generation when they're trying to figure out how they're going to build like their grandparents did.
Now, Gypsy said more, but in the interest of the game is to be sold, not to be told, I cut it. But she does breakdowns like this all the time on the members tier. Make sure you join my members section where we do videos like this. She does breakdowns like that all the time. And we're talking about me and her just kicking it, and I just happen to press record and she just be dropping gems on me, and I'm putting them on video for you fellas too. But let's continue.
Dating is going to get better for men as long as they do the right things as they get older, and dating typically gets worse for women as they get older. And let me explain. You have to understand, I'm not one of these guys that's going to be like super red pill over here that's like, oh, it's because women are getting older and they're used. That's not my point here. My whole point here is you have to think of what are the things that make a man inherently valuable in the dating market. Typically, it's going to be the things that he's able to provide. If you see all of these girls going on rants, they're talking about getting taken out to an expensive restaurant, finding a man with a stable job who's well-spoken and this. When do you think that's going to happen for a guy? It's probably going to be in his mid-30s, early 30s, around there. So a guy who has nothing really to offer is going to be 18 through 26 years old or whatever. And then typically the things that gets girls the most amount of options is the way she looks. Beauty is a huge factor. And this girl is an above average looking girl. But typically, that's why I say in both of these scenarios, this is going on the, perspective that you actually are doing the right things. Like a guy who sat there and like played video games until he was 35 years old, you're probably going to have a rough go at dating when you're 35. Yes. And a girl who sat there and like never physically worked on herself in her early teens is probably also going to have a rough dating experience even when she's younger. But what happens is, as a girl gets older, of course, typically, she has more competition because now there's girls that are younger than her who look just as good, if not better than her, and she has to compete with those women. And there's not as much that women can do to overcompensate for the fact that they're, not, let's say, physically as appealing, because men can overcompensate for that because you want a lot of things from them. So a lot of these girls, they're sitting there, and I don't blame them. They didn't want to get in a relationship in their early 20s. They wanted to have their fun and this and that, but you're kind of setting yourself up for failure because, as we've discussed, it's just going to get harder as you get older. And I've talked about it here before. You are going to set yourself up to have a lower quality options depending on the type of things that you do. I guarantee you, based on the way that this girl is dressed, she still likes to go out. She likes to go to bars. She likes to go to clubs. So the quality of the people you're going to meet, probably not the best for long-term dating. The story here is I thought it was common sense, but yes, as you get older, your selection pool for dating is going to go down, especially for women.
He's never lied to me.
Help me. Coming as fast as they can here. He cannot come here. The bear will attack him. Oh my God, he circled around in front of me again. He's trying to kill me. This is silence for me. Please.
They should be if you can hear the sirens.
Yes, thank God. They're going to run over me. They're going to run over me.
Can you see them coming down the lane?
He's right here in front of me.
And where's the bear now?
I don't know. He was in front of me. He circled around from back to in front of me.
Okay, but now you have the sheriff's department on scene, right?
Yes, sir. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Your voice is helping me to keep from... Yes, sir? I've been attacked by a bear. He's around here someplace. My arms are broken. My leg is broken, I think. I'm chewed up on the back, on my head. I'm very bad, sir. Sir, he came from over here. He circled around me 10 times, and he's tried to re-attack me twice. I finally found my phone on the ground and called 911. I've been laying here for an hour. He broke my arm. He broke my leg. He bit my head, my face.
Okay, Karen, are they there with you?
I'm in extreme pain. Okay. I broke my back several years ago, so I have a back problem anyway. Okay. I think he bit me in the eye. I'm in trouble here. I'm a mess. Okay. My husband lives next door. The dog is in the yard to the left. His name is Bruce. If you could get him inside it. Tell him you're going to give him a cookie. Just open the front door. It's open.
That's the thing these girls don't seem to get. You chose the bear, and the bear said, bitch, get on this goddamn plate. Pass me that salt.
So you mean to tell me I got to pay all my bills, pay all her bills, make her happy, go to work, still give her all the attention in the world, and I just get some pussy, deal off. I don't want it. It ain't worth it.
And to whoever said that you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, check this out.
She talking about I wouldn't know what to do with her. Girl, I done had a hoe before. Shut up.
That's what I thought.
Guys, I know this is going to sound crazy, but most women are dating for a relationship. I know it sounds nuts. They are. And if they're not dating you, it's because they didn't want to date you. You were not the chosen one for them. So that does not mean that they are just looking to mess around and use people's money. It just means that they didn't like you and didn't want to date you. Does that make sense?
Man, get the fuck out of here, nigga!
I support the passport bros. As a black woman, I 100% support passport fucking bros. Think about it. They gotta go abroad just to find a woman with traditional values, because there's too many boss bitches in America.
No, there's too many broke bitches in America with boss bitch talking points. In my grandfather's day, they called it wolf tickets. These hoes is selling wolf tickets. You get them in the house, this bum bitch done left you bed bugs.
Gross.
The boom, the boom, the